Ladies and gentlemen, it's another fine Sunday here in Kisumu, and the weather is good. It rained yesterday, which is a blessing. And the same yesterday was a very busy day in this country, politically speaking. We had a series of activities happening all over the country. In Trans Nzoia County, the Azimio team attended the homecoming of George Natembeya, who is an aspiring governor for Trans Nzoia County. That event was hugely successful and should actually worry Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetang'ula and even the Deputy President Dr. William Ruto. I'm going to do a comprehensive analysis about that particular event because it's going to shape the politics of this country in the coming few days. That event was attended by Hassan Joho, Junet Mohammed. It was attended by Eugene Wamalwa and the entire DAP Kenya leadership. In Machakos, One Kenya Alliance leadership also held a successful rally. And Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka made it very clear that he can form an alliance with other parties, but not this, referring to the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto. The third event was in Kirinyaga, where the Deputy President and his brigades led attacks on the President, and is going to form the basis of this video. Because you all know that the Deputy President has always avoided direct attacks on the President. But in Kirinyaga yesterday, the Deputy President's strategy is now very clear. The Deputy President is coming out very boldly to tell the President off. His allies have clear message to deliver to President Uhuru Kenyatta. And even Musalia Mudavadi is also being used. So I'm going to explain how those are happening shortly. And then there was another major event in Muranga. Raila Odinga led the Azimio team to Muranga. Again, that event was successful. And I'll do a comprehensive analysis about Raila Odinga's event in Muranga. I don't want to be accused, so let me begin by analyzing William Ruto's event in Kirinyaga. I want to do a comprehensive analysis about that particular event. But before we do that, because I want to be very brief, I want to leave here in the next 10 minutes. So I've already done 2 minutes. I want to go to church. Yeah? But before we do all those, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. And by the way, a subscriber on this channel, one of them already, I know is aspiring to be the member of parliament in Nyakach, Sam Osamba. He has been an active member of this channel. So if you know any other member of this channel who is aspiring anywhere, please let me know because I need to promote them. Okay? So Sam Osamba, I know we've not met. I don't know you personally, but I've heard you, Nikienda Village Uko, and I know you always comment on this channel. So please, endelea hivyo hivyo. Now, let us get back to the main issue. If there's one thing which William Ruto has always avoided, is direct attacks or confrontation with President Uhuru Kenyatta. After he entered into an agreement with Musalia Mudavadi has been attacking Jubilee government badly in terms of economy. And Kenyans were even wondering why Musalia Mudavadi is now bold, because the Musalia Mudavadi we are seeing today is not the Musalia Mudavadi we used to see in NASA. In fact, someone was saying that is it possible that Musalia Mudavadi in NASA was actually tied so that he could not talk certain things. He's now talking. That's exactly what Ruto is doing. So probably I want to conclude that William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi held a meeting when they were negotiating, and one of the agreements they made was that they have been both betrayed by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the thing they were going to do is to be bold in their attacks on President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the Deputy President has been attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta. And you can understand why he's doing that. You can understand. I'm going to explain to you how he's been doing this, why he's very bold, But why would the deputy president feel angry, become bold, and attack a man he has always avoided attacking? In my view, he's doing that because number one, Uhuru Kenyatta has planned series of activities in the larger in the larger Mount Kenya region. The reason the president is organizing those series of activities is because the president wants to counter the deputy president. And one thing I've always maintained is that William Ruto should actually be worried about President Uhuru Kenyatta because the president is silent. They've been attacking the president, he's silent. So the president is planning to go to the larger Mount Kenya region and they don't know how the people down there are going to react. And because of that planned visit, he must be very bold and tell him so that by the time he's going to the ground, he has already been told. Number two, Raila Odinga has escalated his activities in the larger Mount Kenya region. Yesterday, he had a very successful tour in Muranga and he's been doing the same. So which means there's a possibility of Raila Odinga being received in the larger Mount Kenya region. So far, if you move across Mount Kenya region, for the first time in his history, you meet billboards, like people are sharing billboards in Muranga, people are sharing billboards of Raila Odinga in Kirinyaga, aspirants boldly putting images of Raila Odinga. And I think Raila Odinga's activity is also worrying the DP, and that's why the DP is very bold with the president. And number three, there is government officials who are supporting Raila Odinga, and they are coming very bold. You know, there's the cabinet secretary for ICT, who's been taking on the deputy president head on, Joe Mucheru. Yesterday in Muranga, James Macharia and other senior government officials were actively involved in Raila Odinga's activities. We've witnessed before people like Peter Munya working tirelessly to ensure that William Ruto is defeated. And the activities of these government officials is also worrying the deputy president. And lastly is the Mount Kenya tycoons under the banner of Mount Kenya Foundation. This is a group which, in my view, has been organized and tasked to stop William Ruto by none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the deputy president so far is very, very angry and very bitter. And if you followed the event in in Kirinyaga yesterday, the deputy president was very bold in his attacks on the president. And his allies were also very bold. And Musalia Mudavadi was also very bold. And I observed three things. Number one, I observed that William Ruto was very bold in his attacks on president for trying to impose Raila Odinga on the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. And I asked myself, Raila Odinga has contested for the presidency severally. Why would the deputy president feel that is being imposed? So the deputy president feels that it's being imposed because we remember in 2013, the president and the deputy president worked together. He promised to support the DP. 2017, they worked together. He promised to support the DP. But after some point, he said he's not going to do that. And because he's not going to do that, he's now looking for someone he believes is better placed to move the country forward. And that person, according to President Uhuru Kenyatta, is none other than Raila Odinga. So the fact that a sitting president is supporting Raila Odinga is something which is worrying William Ruto and his team. And he feels that he's going to impose him. And just like I keep on saying, William Ruto should be worried about a silent Uhuru Kenyatta. Because the moment the president will go to the ground, we don't know how the ground is going to react. Probably the ground might even reject him, or the ground might even accept him. If the ground is going to accept him, that is what is worrying him. And he must state clearly and boldly that Raila Odinga is a project. So the question is, assuming today President Uhuru Kenyatta was supporting the Deputy President William Ruto, would you have termed it as a project? Those are the questions. So the fact of the matter is that the attacks are very well coordinated. William Ruto is dealing specifically with Raila Odinga and terming him as a project. So that's number one. The second observation is Rigathi Gachagua's attack. If you followed that event, Rigathi Gachagua was attacking the president, and his attacks were also well coordinated. You know, the president is supposed to go to the larger Mount Kenya region. So Rigathi Gachagua was supposed to respond to that particular planned visit by the president. And Rigathi Gachagua was asking President Uhuru Kenyatta several questions. One of the questions he asked the president was that the president should actually tell the people of the larger Mount Kenya region, as he planned to come there, where and who took the Mau Mau land, which is a very sensitive issue or question. In 2013, in 2002, Rigathi Gachagua was President Uhuru Kenyatta's personal assistant. He ought to have asked those questions at that time. 2013, Uhuru was a presidential candidate. Rigathi Gachagua, in my view, ought to have asked those questions. In fact, he ought not to have asked those questions. Rigathi Gachagua should be telling the people of the larger Mount Kenya region, because he was the personal assistant to the president, who took those lands, and he should be answering all those questions. In 2017, Rigathi Gachagua campaigned in Madeira, and alongside his photo was that of President Uhuru Kenyatta. That was the time for him to ask President Uhuru Kenyatta those questions. But why is he asking those questions? The truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta is considered a dynasty. And it is believed that the war in the larger Mount Kenya region is between the haves and the haves not. That Mzee Jomo Kenyatta took the land of the Mau Mau. And the challenge, which is very interesting, is the fact that if you look at Mzee Kenyatta and the land equation, there are places, if you go to Lamu, for example, he took voters from the large, he took people from Central and placed them in Lamu. I was in Koru yesterday and someone was pointing out to me an area there. If you come from those areas, you can tell me that there's an area there just along the borders between the Luos and the Kalenjins, which is predominantly Kikuyus. And they even elect a Kikuyu MCAs in each and every elections because of their numbers. Those people were also brought by Kenyatta. So if he's asking who took the Mau Mau land, then another question should be asked, why he's not asking why those people were taken out of central Kenya and placed in Rift Valley, for example, in Lamu. So Rigathi Gachagua is revealing how they are going to respond to President Uhuru Kenyatta when he finally makes his threat to the larger Mount Kenya region. And lastly, not really lastly, the other thing I observed was Musalia Mudavadi. Since Musalia Mudavadi joined Ruto, he's been very consistent on something: economy, attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta on the state of economy. Like William Ruto would stand, okay, Mudavadi normally speaks first. He would hit the president how the SGR was inflated and the rest, it was stolen, it really doesn't add value. Then whenever the deputy president would rise up, he would point out the successes of Jubilee, which he didn't do yesterday. So the fact of the matter is that Musalia Mudavadi will now be dealing with the economy, issues of economy in terms of Jubilee government. He will be dismantling Jubilee economic success, and lastly, the betrayal by Uhuru Kenyatta. What is coming out is that these three gentlemen, Rigathi Gachagua was personal assistant to the president. He's being persecuted. He's saying so. William Ruto was President Uhuru Kenyatta deputy president. He's being betrayed. Musalia Mudavadi had hoped that he was going to be given the presidency by President Uhuru Kenyatta, so he's being betrayed. So basically, what we are seeing is a case where the deputy president is listing people he believes the president has betrayed, because the fourth in command in that list is Alice Wahome and probably Moses Wetang'ula. They believe that all these guys have been betrayed. So basically, in their campaigns, they want to portray a group of people who did everything for the president and to some extent Raila Odinga, but have been betrayed. So basically, what we are witnessing, and we are likely to witness further, is a campaign to paint Uhuru Kenyatta as a betrayer. A campaign to paint Uhuru Kenyatta as someone who is thankless. A campaign to portray President Uhuru Kenyatta as someone who went to bed with a person who actually meant bad for him. I don't know what you think, but that's my observation about William Ruto's rally in Kirinyaga. And again, Kirinyaga is not an ordinary county. This is where Karanja Kibicho comes from. This is where the Purity Rishi comes from. And Purity Rishi defected from William Ruto's camp to Uhuru Kenyatta's side. So the choice of that venue is also significant. Thank you guys, and if you're watching this channel for the first time, please again take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye bye.